now concept about operation and its representation in terms of matrix and finding character or trace for the matrix will be clear to you. You might have understood how can we represent representation. It can be reducible or irreducible with the help of characters. But character is just the approximation we sought out for simplification. But it is not the perfect truth. So to know the perfect truth, to know the proper behavior, we need to consider all possible multiplications. And it's a huge task. So all those great tasks are covered in one theorem called as Great Orthogonality Theorem. At a larger sense, at a broader sense, because of the scalability, it is said as Great Orthogonality Theorem. It is related to whom? Irreducible representation. Because question always remains how to know whatever representation we are with is irreducible or not. Because merely knowing the characters, we can't say whether it is irreducible or reducible. If dimension is 1, then certainly we can say it is irreducible. But what about higher dimensions? For that, we need some guidelines. Those guidelines are provided by the Great Orthogonality Theorem. Let us see what this theorem says, and during statement you will understand how greatly the theorem thinks about all possibilities. Therefore the name the Great Orthogonality Theorem. If I consider I and J two irreducible representation. Till now you might have understood representations we are representing in terms of a band or row. A point group will be there, operations, and below that different characters we represent. Set of characters, collection of characters for all operations. It is our representation. Now I am talking about irreducible representation. Let me consider it is ith irreducible representation. When n number of representation remains, then such random number we need to choose. So ith irreducible representation. And one more irreducible representation I am considering, that's a jth irreducible representation. And how are they related? How are they orthogonal to each other? That statement we are finding in the Great Orthogonality Theorem. I repeat, I am considering two irreducible representations, I and J. Now if any representation remains, let it be the reducible or irreducible, it remains with dimension. What is dimension? Dimension is a character of identity. Let me consider Li. L is a term I am using for the dimension. That Li is a dimension for ith irreducible representation. Means below identity, whatever the trace or character will be there, that is Li. Similarly, for jth irreducible representation, let me consider dimension as Lj. So in simple way, I consider Li and Lj are two dimensions for two irreducible representation I and J. One more thing let me clear. Let me consider H as a order of the point group. What is order of the point group? It is a total number of operations possible in the point group. For example, if C2V is a point group, then order will be 4. If C3V is a point group, order 6. If D3H is a point group, order 12. If tetrahedral is a point group, order 24. Yes, that H I am talking about. H is a order of the point group. Now whatever representations are there, true sense in terms of matrices. Out of the trace that we consider summation of diagonal elements, that's for our sake of simplicity, but different elements may possible there. So in discussion A, Mn, likewise the terms I use. Here also I am using the terms Mn. So Mn, M is a row number and N is a column number. So if the matrix is present here for ith irreducible representation, then it will be with many elements, many numbers. Similarly, otherwhere also many numbers will be there. It depends on dimension of that irreducible representation. So mnth element, so first row or second row or third row means mth row and nth column, that element, as this element possible for this one operation, similarly for other operations also such element possible, similarly for other operations also such element possible. So for all operations such elements are possible. But for particular operation, I am representing operation by term R. So for one irreducible representation, say I, and operation R, I can use a Mn as one element. R will vary, accordingly I'll get different values for Mn element. So how can I represent the Mnth element for R? Gamma I is a particular irreducible representation. R in bracket Mn means it is a Mnth element present in the matrix for R. That's the operation related to ith irreducible representation. So gamma I R Mn will be the representation for Mnth element present in the matrix of R operation related to ith irreducible representation. Similarly, if I consider jth irreducible representation, R means same operation I am considering now. R as a operation, then element M dash N dash, let me consider. Other terms I have to use, therefore. So what I can say, M dash N dash element in the matrix for operation of R related to jth irreducible representation can be termed as gamma J R in bracket M dash N dash. Now multiplication of those elements and summation means is a vast task that is covered in the great orthogonality theorem. Now see the statement, that's a mathematical statement of great orthogonality theorem. Summation of, below summation there is R, means R is a variable, means for C2V point group, identity, C2, sigma, sigma dash, all four operations are there, no? So one time I am considering identity, other time C2, other time sigma, other time sigma dash. So R is a variable. So at the bottom of sigma, R is represented. Now multiplication of Mnth element for operation R related to ith irreducible representation means gamma I R Mn into M dash N dash element of operation R related to jth irreducible representation means gamma J R M dash N dash. It is mentioned square bracket and above that asterisk is there, star mark is there. Why it is I informed to you. Is equal to h upon square root of Li Lj into, now new terms are there, delta Ij, delta mm dash, delta nn dash, where delta Ij, delta mm dash, delta nn dash are Kronecker delta symbols. How do they behave? That I am explaining. Is the mathematical statement for the great orthogonality theorem clear? Now one question you may be with, why asterisk is there? See, when we consider the matrices as a representation, chances are there we will get few values in terms of complex numbers, means a plus ib in that form. Then in order to bring that complex number to real number, its complex conjugate is to consider. That complex conjugate is to consider to trace that the asterisk mark is represented. For our usual numbers, that asterisk has at this moment not applicable. But we are discussing in all means, no? So you should know the applicability of that asterisk also. Therefore, I said those who have studied the complex number, they might be knowing a plus ib. If one complex number is there, then its conjugate will be a minus ib. So that after multiplication, I will get real number. Real number we want is the reality. Now let us know how Kronecker delta symbols behave. When I and j are equal, at that time delta ij is 1. And if they are not equal, delta ij 0. Means what? If the irreducible representations are different, then delta ij will be 0. If they are same, then delta ij will be equal to 1. Now, the row number for element present in the matrix related to ith irreducible representation and row number of element present in the matrix related to jth irreducible representation, if are same, then delta m dash is equal to 1. And if they are different, then delta m dash is equal to 0. Similarly, column number of the element present in the matrix related to ith irreducible representation, and that's n, and column number of the matrix of the operation R related to jth irreducible representation. If both are same, means n is equal to n dash, then delta n dash is equal to 1, and if they are different, then delta n dash is equal to 0. That's the behavior of Kronecker delta symbol. By knowing the statement of the theorem and behavior of Kronecker delta symbol, we can generate many little theorems. Out of that, the important little theorem, the three theorems, I bring it to your notice. See now, if m is equal to m dash, means row numbers are same, n is equal to n dash, column numbers are same, and I is not equal to j, means irreducible representations are different, then summation of multiplication of respective elements of operation R is equal to 0. Summation of gamma I R mn and gamma j R mn is equal to 0. Now second statement, I want to make now irreducible representation same, others are varying, means row numbers are different, n is not equal to n dash, column numbers also are different, but I is equal to j, means irreducible representation is same. In such cases, how the great orthogonality statement will be there? Summation of gamma I R mn into gamma I R m dash n dash is equal to 0. Now last important statement. If I consider row numbers are equal, column numbers are equal, and irreducible representation also are equal, means m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash, and I is equal to j. How can I represent the great orthogonality theorem? Summation of gamma I R mn similar into gamma I R mn, means it's a square of gamma I R mn, square of characters for that irreducible representation is equal to h upon li, where li is a dimension. Now here summation of characters is a broad sense, but in true sense, all elements in the matrices are to consider. Great orthogonality theorem is dealing with all elements in the matrices. See, while finding the representation when large matrices were there, it was inconvenient for us to represent them, and therefore for our convenience we brought the term character or trace. What about other elements if they are going to make change? All the things are considered here in this great orthogonality theorem. Since approach is to the macro level, to the each and every element level, each and every element of the matrices and the interaction is considered, the name of the theorem is the great orthogonality theorem. And knowing the Kronecker delta value symbols, we are with many sub-theorems or little theorems, small theorems. Purpose of this great orthogonality theorem is to define irreducible representation, number of irreducible representation, their behavior logic can be defined, how the behavior logic, characteristics, properties of irreducible representation can be defined, that we will see in the next part. For your kind perusal, a mathematical statement of the great orthogonality theorem: if Li and Lj are the dimensions, if Mn and M dash N dash are the elements present in the matrix for operation R, then mathematical statement will be summation of variable is R, means operation, gamma I R mn into gamma j R m dash n dash is equal to h upon square root of Li Lj into Kronecker delta symbols, delta ij, delta m dash, delta n dash. Here asterisk is mentioned in order to bring, if any complex number is there, to real number. It's a behavior of Kronecker delta symbols. If I is equal to j, then delta ij is equal to 1, and if I and j are not equal, then delta ij equal to 0. If m is equal to m dash, then delta m dash is equal to 1, or else it will be 0. If n is equal to n dash, then delta n dash is equal to 1, or else it will be the 0. If row numbers and column numbers are same, means m is equal to m dash and n is equal to n dash, provided irreducible representations are different, means I is not equal to j, then summation of gamma I R mn into gamma j R mn is equal to 0, where R is a variable. If I and j are same and m dash and n dash are different, then summation of gamma I R mn into gamma I R m dash n dash, where R is a variable, is equal to 0. Now last statement, If m is equal to m dash, n is equal to n dash, I is equal to j, then summation of gamma I r mn into gamma I r m dash n dash is equal to h upon li. Here, in spite of m dash n dash, m also can be considered. M and n can be considered. One tricky question I am asking to you. C3V point groups, its representation, reducible representation, three-dimensional representation we have studied, and that three-dimensional representation by block matrix method we divided in two parts. One was with one dimension and other was with two dimension. If you remember, I represent it as gamma xy, that two dimensional representation, and one dimension as gamma z. Now I want to bring your attention on gamma xy representation. That is an irreducible representation. If it is an irreducible representation, then our great orthogonality theorem should be applicable to it. The third little theorem which I said to you, where I is equal to j, means irreducible representation is same, where m is equal to m dash, row numbers are same, n is equal to n dash, column numbers are same. Then whatever statement is there, see whether that statement is valid or not. Right hand side is h upon li, where h is a order. I like to bring your attention. H is a order of a point group if we consider the point group. Here we are considering representations. So order of the representations. What is order? Your representations are of two dimension. Means 2 by 2 is the order of each matrix. And such how many matrices are there? 6 matrices are there for one representation. Classes may be 3, but total 6 matrices are there. So for one matrix 4 is order, then for 6 matrix 24 will be the order. So hint I had given to you, right hand side will be 24 divided by Li. Li means dimension for that representation. Dimension is a 2 dimension. Therefore 24 divided by 2, 12 is the answer. So you have to validate left hand side whether gives 12 as an answer or not. That will be the perfect understanding of great orthogonality theorem. So if you are getting answer 12, then write in comment box yes. And if you do not get, write no. And if you could not understand or mention accordingly, but I am waiting for your answer. I am curious to know how many of you can work properly to find the answer, who are ready to learn to learn.